Mrs. Sewese Angon, a graduate of psychology, Benue State University. I'm into counseling services. I'm into beauty products and cosmetics. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I've been married for 12 years now. And by the grace of God, I'm an evangelist. And I'm all that, it takes to see progress in the lives of people out there. So I'm privileged and honored to have this opportunity to speak to the world. Okay, our barometer for the 2023 elections that will soon be coming should focus on Nigerians, the people, from the top to the grassroots, because we've seen a lot of anger, anxiety, depression. People are hungry. People are yearning for change. So our 2023 barometer for those coming in should focus on the people and give them something to rely on so that we can overcome a lot of these vices we're having in the country. I've been watching a lot of debates on TVC channels and the NTA, and it's like, is it all about the people? Do Nigerians come into play when the 2023 agenda is mentioned? To my observation, I think it's absolutely no, because it's like, who lost power? Who should take over power? Who should bully one? Who should be arrogant against the other? Who should, beat his chest and say, we lost it, but we got it back? And then what are we going to have for the next 10 years? Is it all going to be the rivalry, the mispositioning of things that really matter to Nigerians? The Nigerian wants a good life, for goodness sake. The Nigerian is not difficult to look after. The average Nigerian wants to have security. The average Nigerian wants to see his children go to school, have a shelter over his head. The average Nigerian just wants to have the basic social amenities that would make him not go about begging for bread. But at the end of the day, when you starve your people over time, and then you throw grains to them, just like the chickens we have in the poultry and the farm, they're all going to rush, and there's going to be a fight, and there's going to be a war, and there's going to be a rivalry, there's going to be a bitterness, because you've starved them over time. So we want to have those coming into political positions in 2023 looking at things that really matter, genuinely, sincerely, things that really matter to the Nigerian person, the average Nigerian person. Nigerians are not difficult to govern, but by the time you misplace priorities, you starve them, there's definitely going to be a lot of chaos in the society. So I want those coming into positions to look beyond just we taking over power. I want it to look beyond just maintaining the power for the next 10 years and then let this party or that party feel infuriated. It's about the people. By the time your people are well taken care of, the vices we end, the insecurity we end, the insurgencies we end. And then you define, you communicate with your people. The government can come one-on-one with the average Nigerian. It's a morale booster. It's a morale. It's something you do, willingly. It's not something you have to put a gun at the head of anybody, So our focus is that they look inwards. Okay, I think political mentoring is there. But I think what is lacking is the willpower to follow the political mentorship. It's, as an undergraduate back in school, I did some political science courses. And we were made to know that government is about the people. Government is for the people, and it's by the people, by the time you don't make it practical, by the time you don't make government, you don't build on values that define true democracy, true governance, you make people lose faith in you. Like, there was an article I posted the other day. I was like, people keep saying Nigeria will be better again, Nigeria will be good again. And I say, no, Nigeria is already good. Nigeria is better. Nigeria is good. You know, it's we that are frustrating the Nigeria that ought to be. And somebody, responded, and I was like, okay, for me, that's it, because Nigerians are not difficult to govern. Give them the necessary attention, give them the basic amenities, and before you know it, have a good communication span with the people you govern. And by the time you do that, define, democracy practically. Don't just have a classroom theoretical definition of what political science is about. Put it into action, put it into practice. You can just go out there and sample, people's opinion. Okay, my people, today you are in one location, tomorrow you are in another location. And before you know, people are hearing you. People believe in who you say you are to them. When they hear you speaking to them, you don't wait until there's one long national broadcast. Make it a lifestyle. Value the people you govern. And you see that everything is just gonna work out. Okay, I think it's about honor and respect you give to the people you govern. And I think we've lost that over the years. I was privileged to meet the late Reverend Father Adasu, who was the one-time governor of Benue State. I did real and feel, and I met that wonderful soul. And this was somebody who loved Benue, and he could teach on the board. And you bring water or a towel to clean his hands, he would rub it on his clothes, and he got moving because he loved the people he served. And from Aperaku down to JS Taka, down to Akume, down to Suswan, down to Otom, we need to add value. I'm not here to debate on who got it right or who got it wrong. But by the time we bring value addition, we build in what one person didn't do right, and then we try to have platforms, have platforms. Discuss with your people, for goodness sake. These people love you. These people you govern have respect and honor for you. Why don't you have that beyond just the political arena and give these people you govern a sense of belonging? These people want to hear you speak to them. They love you, they value you. But by the time it's silent, you're just hearing rumors. You're just hearing rumors, and then people don't really know the situation about whom to trust. People are starved of information. Before you know it, rumors takes over. And even the good you are doing inside will really not be told. So I feel that whoever is coming on board should please carry the Benue people along, so that we could have that Adasu spirit back. We could have that JS Taka spirit back. We could have that Aperaku spirit back. So that the judgments, the inferiority complexes that have existed in the minds of Benue people over time will be erased, and then we open a new chapter, a new life. And above all, there's nothing more than God. There's nothing God cannot do. God is the government of Benue. He has, promised that if he, whom his people are called by his name, would humble themselves and pray and, return unto him, he is going to be the God of Benue, and Benue people will be his people. And I don't think Benue is as bad as the way we feel or we think. All we need is just dialogue. Nobody's going anywhere. Nobody's dying today or tomorrow. So why can't we make up? and repair, repair, bring in a healing process. Let the psychological processes and the counseling processes, the song singing, the real Benue culture of dance, the real Benue culture of Yanawangban comes into play rather than the euherization that is killing us and making us suspicious of people. I want to be alive by the grace of God to see that Benue that would come together, that Benue that would sit out in the evening and sing songs and tell tales that our forefathers did, that the previous governments did, so that suspicion, there will be a relief from the soul of those we govern. By the time you have these platforms in place, our children are not going to be spending hours in school of extra lessons. Of course, they will do educationally, but of course, they will have something to run to that could give them a future, not to be in a comfort zone, but to give them entrepreneurial minds, entrepreneurial minds. And by the time you have entrepreneurial minds, people are free. People are not looking for the next person to go and kill or the next person to go and do you too. So I just feel that we need to define our priorities and make the needed corrections that is to be done. Okay, my word of advice to our teaming leaders come 2023 is about the people. Governance is not difficult to define if the willpower is there. I wish Benue electorates and those coming in to seek for our franchise to be focused and put the people first. And by the grace of God, nothing will be impossible to them.